Hello SGD, Sacred Geometry Decoded, and this will be part 3. So part 1 I went through, for instance, 360, 72, 144, 216 and 88, how you can get from the compass and the pentagram and the lovely knowledge encoded in there. And at the second episode started to highlight this 33, 153 and 273, how it sort of connects with this, well, the 24-pointed star and the 12-pointed star and from the seed of life. But now we'll just do an intro to 33, 153 and 273 and why they are quite special in this regards, and why it's not because you could sort of pick and choose, but why these ones stand out, and they're very profound in the same way that 72, 144, 216, 288 and 366 had these very lovely properties, how these numbers will connect to them. And so firstly, the number 33, I'll go a lot more into these, but just as intro, so it's a palindrome, just the same backwards as forwards. And so like race car is a palindrome, same backwards as forwards. This taco cat, even the name, so a nice little palindrome going on there. As I P, sir, I see Pisa. This is an example of a phrase that's also a palindrome. Laminate, pet animal. So in the ancient times, especially the Romans were really into them. They wrote some really long palindrome stories. If you want to look up palindromes, the longest, quite a bit going on there. Some words like the name Hannah, civic, level, madam, mum and dad are also palindromes. And there's also SOMS. If you ever see SOMMS, it was also a sound garden. I think I saw it on there. But that's also a palindrome. Satan, oscillate my metallic sonatas, and that was a song or an album title by Soundgarden. And but palindromes. So this is just a meme. So there are 10 kinds of people: those who understand binary and those who don't understand binary. And binary code, ones and zeros. If you've seen Futurama, Bender 11001. Anyway. Go back to the late 1700s and Gottfried Leibniz, and he come up with the binary system. There you can see one of his 1697, and binary code is computer programming. So very, very important. It's now it's also interesting. So there are 10 kinds of people: those who understand binary and those who don't. Well, in binary, 1, 0 is 2. So there are 2 kinds of people. So that's, if you've ever see that meme, but actually that's what it means. That's a little math joke there. But if we go back to the harmonics cards and the angles of the pentagram, how they're represented in this, I did like these numbers are the ones that just reflect so much info. Just by this simple pattern, the numbers contained in it are just awesome. But let's look at this chart here on that side. Highlight that, and then you can see. So 1, 0 is 2, or 2 to the first. 100 in binary is 2 squared, or 4. 1000 in binary is 8 in base 10, or 2 cubed. So that's how like this binary code also connects. Nice little connection going on there as well. But back to binary, and so in binary code, this is important especially for computing. 33, which is a palindrome, is also a palindrome in binary. 100001. 153 is a palindrome in binary. 100110001. 273 is a palindrome in binary. 1000100001. Now that's nice on its own that these particular 3 numbers are binary, but we look at hexadecimal or base 16. 153 is 99 in base 16. 273 in base 16 is 111. 111. Now 111 is, okay, that's a Hashad number as well, but we'll do that in the next episode. In base 38, 273 is 77, a palindrome, same backwards as forwards. In base 20, like as in the Mayan system, DD, that's also backwards as forward. In base 4, 10101, palindrome again. In base 9, it's 333. Now there's also some like base 90, but it's not generally accepted. But also in base 90, it might be worth in some variations of it. It's not a solid form, but there's also some that 273 and base 90 would be 33, which is a nice same backwards as forwards, but you see even how they build up, and especially this number 273 and this palindrome. So as IP, so I see Pisa. And now in next one I'll go, because these 33, 153, 273, they'll also come back onto these other 72, 144, 216 and 288, but they'll be for the next episode. But just as an intro, because just like 288, 72, 144, 216, also whether it's in geometry, arithmetic, music and astronomy, but also in old traditions and legends, these numbers are the same that are represented as well. And it's a lovely, call it coincidence if you will, but at the very least you study one aspect and all these other things emerge from it. That's why it's so potent, rather than being specialized just with a few numbers, and whether it's a hexagon or a pentagon, if you sort of just remember those basic components in there, so much bleeds from it. But in the hardcore, math and geometry, these same rules also lend to this, and well, that's why it's beautiful. It's built, essentially it's built into the nature of things. And anyway, so that I'll do more to come on this series. Just this one I could knock off fairly quickly. Anyway, have a good one.